Yay, Milo! We're starting a YouTube channel! Hi everyone, my name's Nadine and this is Flosstube number 1. Thank you so much for anybody that's clicked on this video because I don't know how this is gonna go. So this is my first time ever shooting a video and speaking to a camera, so hopefully I do well. As I said, this is Flosstube number 1, but I do have a confession to make. I am not a cross stitcher, so I hope that I can be embraced in your little community, and I do have lots of things to show you. I have some quilting things, I have some crochet things. What else have I got here? Clothes that I'm we'll talk about it. So hopefully I can show you all of those and you'll be interested in seeing them. As this is my first YouTube video, I thought I'd introduce myself, show you a few things that I'm working on and hopefully we'll get done by the end of the year, and yeah, and we'll just see how this goes. I'm not hoping for anything. I don't know how it's gonna look, I don't know how things are gonna plan. I thought that as I've got the day off work, me and Milo, my dog, I'll talk about him in a minute, we've just been on a really nice walk in the park, and I just thought now's the time to do it while I'm in a good mindset and not afraid to speak to you. So here we are. So I am Nadine, as I said before. I run a really small Etsy shop called Always Cozy. It's a custom embroidery shop, but I am hoping to expand into quilts and, you know, all that sort of good stuff. I'm based in Northampton in the UK, and I live with my family and my dog Milo and my cat Elmo. So I started quilting, when was it? About 3 years ago? No, maybe 4 years ago. Oh, maybe longer than that actually. Maybe 5 years. Let's say 5 years ago. The first thing I made was a cushion cover for my friend who was moving away. It was my first time ever going to a quilt shop, and I remember just being so fascinated. Like, my mum has always been really creative, and I just, everything she does basically I jump on. So she was making quilts, I decided to make quilts. She started bullet journaling, I started bullet journaling. But yeah, for me, quilting just stuck for me, sewing just stuck for me, and I really do love it. So yeah, I made a cushion cover for my friend because she was moving into her home, and I opened a Etsy I opened an Etsy shop to make recycled cushion covers. The shop bombed, I don't know what happened, it wasn't very good, and that's when I started embroidering, and I just started making custom embroidered cushion covers, and that just stuck, and ever since then that's how Always Cozy kind of was born, and that was my journey into custom embroidery. I've just purchased a 6 needle embroidery machine which was a lot of money, but I needed to get one to expand the business, and I'm so excited for when it comes. I will show you when it's here and we can learn how to use it together, because at the minute I don't even own an embroidery machine. The machine I use is my mum's, and she's kindly basically let me steal it for 2 years, so it was about time I got my own. That's basically how I started. My favourite make would have to be my Ouija board quilt. It was a pattern, it was a mix between 2 patterns, so it was my first time ever foundation paper piecing, and I picked like the hardest pattern I picked the hardest pattern to do, but it just turned out amazing. It was the Flameseeker Moth pattern, and I think it's low. Is it Low and Behold Stitchery? I will put it here. I'll put it somewhere. It'll be here. And So I made that, and then it was my first time as well free motion stitching. So I cut out all the letters by hand and yeah, stitch around each letter, and it just, I mean, it's not the greatest stitching. Like if you looked close up, it's not the best stitching, but it's the first time I'd made like this really artistic quilt, and I just love it. And I won't be making it again, but it was, yeah, I think that's my favourite make, definitely my favourite memorable make anyway. I don't think I could pick one craft that is my favourite. As I said, I do quilt, I do sew clothes, I do crochet, I do journal, sometimes a scrapbook. The only thing I can't do is knit. I'm not very good at knitting. I think I did knit once. I think I knitted a hat. It didn't come out very well, and if it did, I don't actually know where it is. But yeah, I don't think I could pick one, and I imagine that I am gonna go into cross stitch and embroidery at some point. I can see it coming. I do have a lot of things saved in my Etsy, so I'm just saying like it's coming. But yeah, I don't think I could pick one. I just like to make stuff. So what am I working on now? It's a lot, but hopefully I can get it done by the end of the year. Maybe not my crochet stuff, especially not one of my crochet things, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna set the challenge, and now I've told all of you lots, so you can help me stay accountable, but we all know. So I'll start with quilts. So the first quilt, it's made already, the top's made already. It is the, let me look at my notes, Myrtle quilt by Pear Designs. I'll hold it up and see if you can see it. I have made this before. I was in the tester group for when she launched this, when Lindsay launched this pattern. This went wrong, and it may not look like it's gone wrong, but there's meant to be like corner squares here. Don't know if you can, obviously they're not on there, but there's meant to be corner bits here, like they look like little bows. I cut them, and then when I started stitching this together, I looked in the bag and realised, oh, I haven't done the corner bits. So I kind of left it to the side because I was a bit annoyed that I didn't really do it properly. However, I don't think it looks that bad. I don't think it's too bad. I'm gonna just quilt this up and bind it and just get ready. The back into this was a curtain that I found in Lidl. No, was it Lidl or Aldi? One of the two. Anyways, they were getting rid of all of them, and I think it was only like £3 for a pair of these huge, like this kind of sheer curtain, and I thought that's gonna look really nice on like a really light quilt. So yeah, that's what I made. It was a nightmare to sew with, naturally, because it's sheer, it's very loose weave, but yeah, I do like it. Now I've looked at it and got over the fact that I went wrong, I think it's okay. So that's the first one we're gonna do, and hopefully that won't take too long just to quilt it. I'm just gonna do basic quilting lines. I'm not gonna go fancy. To me, I know this sounds this may be controversial to say, but I don't actually like the quilting process. I know that's the whole point of quilting, but I love piecing. Like piecing for me, yeah, I love it, but actually quilting it, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. So let me know if you do quilt or whatever. Is quilting really like your favourite step, like after you've put the backing on and doing the quilting stitches? Because for me, I just love doing the piecing. The piecing for me is good, but maybe that's because I haven't got a long arm quilt, and maybe it's just because I've not had much practice in it. I've only really just done loads of quilting and then that's it. So maybe that's why, I don't know, we'll see. So the next one I've got is my Moda Letters to Santa. Now I will put up a picture of how the words and stuff that I'm doing. To be honest, I had no intention of doing this quilt, no intention whatsoever, but then I watched Elizabeth Can Stitch Flosstube where she said she'd started it, and then I saw her letters and I was like, oh, that's really good. And then I went on Instagram and I just, as I said, Instagram sucked me in. I was like, well, I'm making one of them. And I did originally decide that I was going to do it all foundation paper piecing using Happy So Lucky inline alphabet. I'll put a picture and I'll put the links below. To any pattern I mention, I'll put the links below. But I started the first word and I was like, this is going to take way too long. Like it's going to take ages. So then I did end up purchasing Gatherings mini alphabet quilt, because each block, it's what Moda told you to get for the quilt. So I've ended up getting that, and it is a lot quicker than paper piecing. So I have started Jolly. So I thought I ran out of the red, this sort of red, and then when I looked at the bottom of the scrap bag, because I'm making it, oh I should have said that first, I'm making it all out of scrap fabric apart from the backing. So obviously the backing is just going to be like this actual cotton, just plain cotton fabric, but all the words are going to be in just scrap fabric that I've got left in the scrap box, because I didn't think, we're getting to the end of the year now and I just didn't want to buy these big great bits of fabric to make this quilt. This quilt, I just wanted it to be scrappy. I wanted it to be just like a scrap quilt that you're at home, and yeah, that was my vision for it. Whether it's going to look like that or not, I don't know. But so the first one we've got is Cozy. And I'm not working in order in this. I'm just picking letters that I've got the time to do. So if I've got the time to do a longer word, I'll do that. If I've got time to do a shorter word, then that's what I'll pick. So we've got, yeah, so we've got Cozy, we've got Sparkle. This one is like quite a sparkly, I don't know if you can see, it's got gold specks in it. I've got a lot of words to do. I keep it all in my project bag that I made. This is, again, Elizabeth Can Stitch had a tutorial, so I made that just for this project. But then I also made, I'm going to show you this as we're on the subject. I also made one for my holiday. Me and my mum have just come back from Florida. We did Disney, it was expensive, and so I made one to hold our passports. The only thing is I put the background fabric the wrong way, but who cares? How cute is that? That was just sizing down the square, the rectangles. So that's the only quilts that I'm working on at the minute, but there is another quilt that I do want to make before the end of the year. Plaid Stars quilt by Grape Soda Studios. I bought this pattern on release day. Now I can't remember when that was. I'll put it somewhere when it was, and I just never got round to making it, and I thought, you know what, this year I'm going to try and make it. I mean, we're in October now, so maybe I will get at least the top done maybe by the end of the year. But I was thinking of doing it maybe in purples or like oranges and browns. I'm not too sure. I love orange. Orange is like my favourite colour, like burnt orange. Oh, I love it. So yeah, so that is what I'm, oh no, there is one more. There is one more. Okay, so there is another one, which is, wow, this hasn't got a name. This is just like a made up pattern that I've thought of. It's not, well, it's not even a pattern, it's just half like, I don't know how to describe it, but basically I saw a picture on Pinterest and I really liked the pattern. I thought that would make a really nice quilt top. So I ended up getting, again, some scrap fabrics and just tried to start making, here's another block as well, start making some, can you see that? Some of the blocks. Sorry about that, the camera just turned itself off. I'm not used to using this camera, so I don't know what's done, it just turned itself off. But I used Drops Cotton Light, which is 50% cotton, 50% polyester. It's the colour 28, and I used a 6mm hook. The pattern is free. I paid for the pattern to get the PDF version of the pattern. The pattern is free on the blog, so you can just go on her blog. I'll put the link below. The instructions are brilliant. They're really, really good. There's even pictures to show you how it should look. She did a video tutorial as well. I think she's got a YouTube channel and she did a video tutorial, so yeah, really good. And yet that's the first piece of clothing I've ever crocheted. I'm so proud of it, but I'm just so annoyed that I just didn't get it done before the holiday. But yeah, I made the biggest size because I wanted it to be quite oversized, but there is like different size patterns there. One is the 2-colour granny square jacket by Yarnspirations. Again, this is another free pattern, but I'm only doing it in 1 colour because I just couldn't. I just didn't want to do any more colour changes, and I saw this this yarn in Hobbycraft, and I wanted a cardigan or a jacket with this, so I'm just doing 1 colour. It's a basic granny square, and this is the WIPS Institute premium acrylic yarn. It's 100 grams, and it is, does it say what colour it is? It's plum, the colour plum. So I think I bought 3 balls of this, but I think I'm gonna have to go back and get another 3, but we'll see. I only get like 3 at a time because space is limited, and also because I'm so slow at making things, I just didn't want to get it all now and then it just sits, because it will sit. But yeah, hopefully I will get it done this side of winter, because obviously it's gonna get cold, and let's not talk about the fuel bills. Next is the Mabel blanket by Meghan Makes Do. Again, I think this is a free pattern, but I did pay for the PDF. I just prefer to have the PDF because then I don't have to be connected to the internet. There's naturally ads everywhere on blog posts, which I endorse, but when you're trying to make something, it can be a bit hard to follow along, especially for me. So I always buy the PDF if I can, and also it supports the creator, doesn't it? So this is a 2-colour granny square, but I thought, because there's 97 squares that need to be made, I said, oh, I'm gonna do it multicoloured. thinking that I was able to just get it done. Now I've got 10 different colours balls of yarn still sat there. This has been going on this has been going on since 2020, making this, and it's just been sat there, so I need to get it done. As you say, I'll show you all the colours I've done so far. So there is 97 squares that need to be made, so in my eyes I thought, right, 10 different colours, roughly 10, well, there's going to be 10 squares of 9 colours, and then one colour will only have 7. But I've got like this minty green, then I've got this like this vintage pink, we've got sunshiny yellow, which I think this one's my favourite one, orange, it's like a pastel-y orange, and a baby blue, yeah, like a baby blue. Still to come is like greys, a purple, and I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There must be some other colours, but I can't remember them. So yeah, I've still got a lot to do with this. I think we're not even 10, 20, 30. We're about halfway through, over halfway. There is 30 triangles, half square triangles, half granny square triangles that you have to make, but I made those first because I thought that's quick. I can do triangles, I can get that done in front of the TV, I can get a good 3-4 done. If my concentration span allows it. So now it is just the squares, and then obviously we've got to join the squares together and then stitch round. It's going to be heavy, but I'm hoping it's going to be so warm when it starts getting really cold. I'm using Drops Paris, and the reason why I chose Drops is because it is so affordable. It is only, is this 50 grams? I think it's only 50 grams, but this is only like £1 something, and it seems to always be on sale, so sometimes you can get it for like 80p a ball. I bought these from Wool Warehouse. Now I do know that Wool Warehouse ship to the US. I think they ship internationally everywhere else as well. But yeah, that's all the crochet ones actually. That's that done. I try not to give myself too many crochet-y things to do because they just take me forever to do. They're like a sitting in front of the TV job. The only thing left I've got to show you is a couple of clothing items that I'm making. Two of them are not going to be done by the end of this year because I did them for my holiday, didn't finish them in time, and now it's cold, so I can't wear them anyway until next year, so they're gonna probably just be sat left. But I wanted to show you them so that when I look back and forget that, and now I can have that for summer. So that's my plan. The first one is the Saguaro set by, I think it's Friday Pattern Company. I'm really bad with names, but I know it's called the Saguaro set. This. So I've made it before. I'll put a picture of the one I made before, but it was way too booby, and it was really hard to get out of. So I tried to make another one and adjust it, and I didn't. I adjusted it here but didn't adjust the back, so like the opening was like that, so it was even more boobier than before. So this one, I've started this one. This fabric I bought from a car boot sale and it was like £1.50, so I made that. So I've done the, oh, let me get it properly. I've done like the sleeves and the like the front and the back. All it needs is the waistband putting in and the elastic put in, and then the sleeves just need to be hemmed, and that's it. But then I just thought that's going to be a project when I've just got a quick, well, it's not going to take me 5 minutes, but when I've just got time and I haven't got anything else planned to do, then I'll do that. And then I did cut another one out in this leopard print chiffon fabric, but again I haven't even attempted to touch that because I can't wear it now because it's cold. So that is something in the pile to do. And in the Shein bag, oh my god, if you've got Shein bags, these are the best things to save your projects in. I love them. Like, I've got about 10. Like, I just keep them just to put little projects in. So if you see me with my Shein bags, I call it Shein. Is it Shein or is it Shine? Let me know below because I don't know. I thought it was Shein, but some people call it Shein and some people call it Shine. To me that isn't Shine because Shine is spelled differently, but I don't know. The next one is New Look N6724. It's like a shirt, what do they call it, a shacket? Shirt jacket. I've made mine into, it's unisex. I made mine into a shirt and I used a vintage bedspread that I found at a car boot sale that I bought for, how much did I buy it for? I think it was 70p, I couldn't believe it. So I have made the basis of the shirt, so you can't really see it properly. It's like this daisy, orange, brown and yellow daisy pattern, the colours that I love. It's got some deep pockets in it, and I'll put it on and I just love it. But again, it's getting to that time now where I mean, it looks silly because I haven't put the arms on yet, but again, this is another one that is probably not going to get done until maybe spring. I might look at redoing this, not redoing it but finishing it. Next summer I'll be rocking it, I'm sure I will be. And the last thing I want to show you is this, which is, I'm going to make a quilted jacket. So this is a quilt. I'll put a picture here of what it looks like before I cut it up. It is the Entropy quilt by Some Running Stitches, link below. But this was the scrap along version. Now I think, when did I do this? I feel like this was last year. She did this scrap along, quilt along, and I basically just picked out all the like autumnal colours and patterns and made the scrap along quilt. But because the quilt was so big and I thought, oh, do I really want to quilt this? Great British Sewing Bee was on. Now, was that last year or was that this year? When was it on? It must have been the start of this year. And I saw that they made a quilt jacket, and I was like, I want to make a quilt jacket. And I was watching the Fold Lines video with like different patterns, and one of them was the Juniper jacket by Kirsten. this needs a good iron, this does. This has been sat in a box since Great British Sewing Bee, so whenever that was. But all the bits have been cut out from the pattern. It's just now a case of, what is this? This must be for the arms. So this will just be next for, the next bit is quilting each bit. And I feel like I can cope with that because it's small pieces. It's when it's a big giant quilt that I struggle, but little pieces like this I can cope with that. So I think I might actually start on that this weekend. And that's it. That is it. That is all the things I've got to show you. Thank you so much for watching my first ever Flosstube. I don't know if I'm allowed to call it Flosstube. I hope I don't offend people in the cross stitching community that I've just come in with nothing anything but cross stitch, but hopefully you'll embrace me in your little community, because I do love making stuff. And let me know what sort of things you want to see. Do you want to see some sewing videos? Do you want to see me running my Etsy business? Like, let me know what you think, what you want to see. Let me know what you think of this video. It was scary to film. Maybe I'll put some bloopers in, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, do all the YouTubey things that people do, and just thank you so much for watching. Take care, have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye. There you are. No. Take care. Oh no, let's do that again. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Sorry, my dog is absolutely staring at me, just thinking, what are you doing? And I'll probably see you next week in number 2. Oh no, no, we're not gonna refer to it like that. He's here. He's not going to be a YouTube dog anytime soon.